Accusations of betrayal have been leveled against the St. Lucia Labour Party by former Senate President and now Castries Central Independent candidate Stanley Felix. Felix, who says he feels deeply betrayed, alleges that Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre once assured him during private conversations that independent candidate Richard Frederick would not be appointed to the SLP administration's cabinet if successful at the polls, an action the Prime Minister ultimately took.
Despite his own pronouncements privately that he would not bring Richard into his cabinet, but as soon as he won, he brought Richard, much to the surprise of a lot of people in his party and the general public. And that is only because, the whole notion of keep your enemies close. And he did just that. He brought Richard in because he didn't want to be subjected to the onslaught that Alan Shasdale had to endure for 5 years.
But you said that he bringing Richard Frederick into the cabinet came as a surprise.
Yes.
And he said prior to that he would not have brought him into the government?
He told me that personally.
I've noticed a trend where people just say things. Now, if two men have a private conversation and one of these men disclose a conversation at the time was private, the measure of a man is confidentiality remains confidentiality. And I will never disclose private conversations I've had with anyone, never. That's not how I was brought up. I was brought up to understand that confidence is confidence. So people can say whatever they want about private conversations we had. I will never say if it's true or not true.
The accusation of disloyalty went unanswered by the SLP leadership until Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre was directly pressed on the matter by journalist Kareem Nelson at the weekly press briefing on Monday morning.
Last week, Stanley Felix, he would have made some pronouncements, bringing your name into certain conversations and citing betrayal and these sort of things. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that and if there's anything you want to say in that regard.
Well, unfortunately, when the gentleman was on DBS, I wasn't listening.
Felix, during his Newsmaker Live interview, recounted the ordeal he endured after facing accusations of perverting the course of justice, a matter he was later cleared of when the case was dismissed. Felix is now locked in a legal battle against the government of St. Lucia, as he calls his former comrades traitors and betrayers who failed to have his back when he faced what he described as the most daunting chapters in his life.
All I can tell you is I will never dispute anything Mr. Felix says, never. If Mr. Felix and I have a personal conversation, he wants to disclose it, go ahead and disclose it. I will never disclose it, never. And never. I know Stanley for a long time. And I will never get involved in trying to create any row with him, never.
Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre, however, remains resolute, reaffirming his unwavering commitment to the people of St. Lucia and the integrity of the democratic electoral process. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.